little bit.
I need to find a chair for Cordova. Never mind. Are you recording?
Yeah.
Gotta find something for He needs to find a chair they can sit in.
So, like I was saying, the December 7th, 1941, the attack, somewhere before 8 o'clock, caught everybody by surprise. 1,777 men in that tomb. Now, the nice thing to know is that a lot of renovations have happened since the 60s when Elvis did a fundraiser to promote the building of the Arizona Memorial. That was quite a while ago. It was really interesting because back in the day, they tell a story of how Colonel Tom Parker sat in the front watching all the guys get ready down there at the arena, right there in Pearl Harbor. They were getting ready to do a concert in Elvis. And all the front rows were reserved for generals and dignitaries and admirals. But toward the end, there was a lot of seats empty. And Colonel Tom Parker went out to the chauffeurs and told them, he says, go out there and sit in those seats and make Elvis feel like he's right at home in Memphis, Tennessee. So that he did. He raised a lot of money. He made a lot of money and raised that, started building that memorial the way it is today. And like I said, the USS Arizona Memorial has been renovated, and the displays that are on out there are just amazing. Some of the models and a lot of the paraphernalia that's been collected, and the pictures and photography, the stories told, all over in that little museum spaces. And then you get to go to the end and stand in line and you get your ticket and you go to the theater, watch a video presentation. And when it opens up on the backside, you get on a boat and that boat drives you out there to the Arizona Memorial. You get off and walk up the ramp and spend some time in silence being with the spirit of the soul of the sailors that were in Pearl Harbor in the morning of December 7th, 1941. Well, my little spot is really simple. That's all I came for. I was a chief in the Navy for about 21 years and retired about 30 years ago. And some people say I should have died 20 years ago. And anyway, it's like that for all of us if you retired. Oh, here's a song that one day we went out to the USS Arizona Memorial to reenlist a second class that was in our squadron. And when he was doing his thing, he reenlisted. Everybody was happy and hugging him. And this lady comes up and she says, "That's blasphemous. This is a tomb. You shouldn't be celebrating." And he said, "Ma'am, I'm just celebrating because I'm here with all my brothers down below. I just came to re-enlist. I wanted to be with them, and I signed up for another 6 years. Who knows? Someday I might be under one of these tombs or memorials as well." So she started crying. I think she adopted him at that moment. And just at that moment, this Japanese lady came along and took all the flowers off her lei and started throwing them out into the harbor, and then she started praying. And I said, that's really interesting. Because another friend of mine, Dorinda Nicholson, she comes all the way from from Kansas City, Missouri. And she comes out here because when she was in second grade, she watched the whole thing. She watched the Pearl Harbor bombing. She watched the whole thing from up on a hill. And from that day, she dedicated herself to telling the story and going all over the world on cruise ships and telling the story of the USS Arizona. So I get with her once in a while. I did one time for the BBC, did a special. It's just I just go on it, and all I do is sing this one song. So you guys can, I'll do a prelude to it. A song I wrote called "Peaceful Arizona." Later on, I wrote another song called BB-39, which is the number of the battleship. And I'll kind of string them together, and they go something like this. So I hope you can bear with it, spend time, think about the Arizona, the sacrifices, not just one day a year, but all the time. Okay? So, and they turned me off. No more guitar? And that big buildup just for a rest there. Take it easy. Take it easy. Wind down. Stand down there. Okay. So here goes. First for Hackett and his retirement ceremony. A mother celebrates the beginning of World War II by remembering her son serving proudly on the line of the battleship USS Arizona BB 39. And she reads in a letter something like this. He says, "Dear Mom, I met a lovely hula girl. Our eyes met from afar. She said her name in Hawaiian meant heaven shining star. Her hula hands tell stories while I watched her other parts." It's kind of sailor. "Somewhere in that hula, I believe she stole my heart. Folks out here look different, but that'll be just fine. Your son serving proudly on BB 39. Said we go down to this luau on a beach at Diamond Head. Ate a pig cooked underground and rice instead of bread. Sipped a drink from a pineapple and we watched the sunset low. Sipped the salty raw fish with the koi in the coconut bowl. Where the taste of life is island style, but the liberty here is fine. Your son serving proudly on BB 39. Back to my duties on a battleship. Gotta watch the stand and paint the chip. But that old chief said Nebraska could use another shine. Your son, your son, your son serving proudly on BB 39. Your son serving proudly on BB 39. Now there's a landmark on the water, perched above the ship below. Now it's a long, wide, peaceful hall with names upon the wall of the brave men who stood here long ago. The sun was shining Sunday morning on a harbor decked in gray. I could have known what lay ahead. Love was lost and tears were shed, and a memory was born this day. Peaceful Arizona lies beneath the harbor calm. Underwater, colored rainbows by that bank, swaying palms. So when a full moon trembles on the water and the stars shine down below, I still see monuments of times when our heroes in their prime heard the call and chose to go. Peaceful Arizona lies beneath the harbor calm. Underwater, colored rainbows by that bank, swaying palms, just as deep, and the still reminder of that past that's come and gone, and the prideful men who gave their lives for peace back in 1941. Back in 1941. Peaceful Arizona Where did all you brave men go? Peaceful Arizona in the silence down below. In the silence down below. USS Arizona and its crew sleeping in the harbor since December 7, 1941.
I'm really upset.